friends, and welcome back to my channel Step Ahead with Ishan. So friends, today we are going to talk about the American Revolution. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. The American War of Independence. The discovery of America led England, France, Spain, and Holland to establish their colonies there. Thus, from the 16th century onwards, people from different European countries began to settle in America. The American War of Independence was the first ever organized movement in history in which people asserted the right to rule themselves. It led to some major changes, the most important being the birth of United States of America. The colonies. By the middle of the 18th century, there were 13 British colonies along the east coast of North America. People who had settled in these colonies had originally come from England. They gone there for seeking money, freedom, and a better life. The colonies, which were under the control of British government, enjoyed a considerable amount of freedom in matters of internal administration. Every colony had a governor and a local council. The local council was elected by the people who resided in the colony. The local councils passed laws and levied taxes. Now let us know that what were the causes for the movement. First, colonies, despite enjoying the independence in the internal administration, economic matters were controlled by the British government. Second cause, the colonies had no representation in the British Parliament. Third cause, the colonies strongly criticized the British government's constant demands for money. Every time the government needed money to fund its war in Europe, it imposed new taxes on the colonies. In 1765, the British Parliament passed the Stamp Act, which was a direct taxation on the paper materials such as playing cards, diploma, newspaper, etc. And the paper should be an officially stamped paper by the British government. The colonies refused to pay the tax on the grounds that as the British Parliament did not have any representatives from the colonies, therefore it didn't have the right to levy taxes either. This is because the representatives decides that how much tax their colony will pay. Therefore, the colonies protested against the act and adopted the slogan of "Taxation without representation is tyranny." Under pressure from this protest, the British government repealed the Stamp Act in 1766. Fact: the slogan that was "Taxation without representation is tyranny" was given by James Otis Jr. Fourth, after the Stamp Act, the British government passed Townshend Act in 1767, in which they levied taxes on all the essentials such as tea, paper, paint, glass, and lead important to the colonies. The Boston Massacre. On 5th March 1770 in Boston, a mob of patriots started throwing snowballs, sticks, and stones on the British soldiers, which the soldiers didn't like, and they too made a group and started firing on the mob, due to which 5 of them were killed. Due to this incident, the Americans got very angry. Under pressure, the British repealed the taxes from many things but continued putting taxes on the tea. And to grow the business of the British East India Company, they implemented the Tea Act, under which they removed all the taxes and customs from the tea of the British East India Company. After that too, the Americans were not satisfied, and to boycott the tea of the British East India Company, they started smuggling in Dutch tea. And the night came. On 16 December 1773, three ships came in Boston. A secret group of colonists named as Sons of Liberty. They refused to unload the ships that came, but the British governor there was not agreed. And then the group of people, which were the Sons of Liberty disguised as native Indians, raided the British ships and started unlocking the tea chests and dumping it into the water. They dumped 342 chests of tea weighing around 45,000 kg into the water. This incident was known as the Boston Tea Party. Sixth, the colonists were inspired in this struggle by writings of philosophers such as John Locke, John Harrington, John Milton, and Thomas Paine. They wrote that all men are equal and have some basic human rights. All men have a right to earn a living in any way they like and raise their voice against any kind of injustice. Such views gave immense strength to the colonists. Now let us talk about the beginning of the war. In 1774, the representatives of 13 colonies assembled in Philadelphia. They appealed to King George III, the British ruler, to end the restrictions on trade and not to impose any further taxes without the consent of the colonies. The king regarded this as mutiny and sent his troops to suppress it. The colonists now prepared themselves for a fight. On 4th July 1776, the representatives of all colonies met once again in Philadelphia and adopted the Declaration of Independence, a document drafted by Thomas Jefferson. It stated that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The declaration also asserted that the colonies had suffered long under the British rule and that they had every right to end it and form their own government. This assertion marked the beginning of the War of Independence. The colonies were led by George Washington. Many battles were fought during the course of War of Independence. The war ended in 1781 with the colonies emerging victorious. Birth of United States of America. In 1783, the British government and the colonies signed the Treaty of Paris. The British recognized the independence of the 13 colonies. The colonies then came together to form the United States of America, the USA. A constitution was drafted which declared USA a republic. An important part of this constitution is the Bill of Rights. It guarantees American citizens the right to freedom of speech, religion, and justice. So friends, now it's time to end this session. Hope you guys liked it, and if did so, then please like, share, subscribe my channel and do press the bell icon too, ताकि आपको सारी नोटिफिकेशन सबसे पहले मिले। और जैसा कि आप लोग जानते ही हैं कि मैं अब इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक पे भी आ गया हूँ, तो वहाँ पे भी प्लीज मुझे फॉलो कर दीजिएगा। जय हिंद, जय भारत।